Was one run enough to sustain you through this period? There was some thought you were going to have a chin up in the waffle.
We hope one run's enough. Ideally, I would have had a bigger lead into a final series, my first final series in 6 years, but I got one game in and I'll train this Saturday, try and get as many minutes of that high intensity forward craft as I can, and hopefully that's enough.
You've been through finals before. Is this I feel like a good lead-in for you?
It's good to be back in finals is all I'll say. It's been a long time coming. The last final I played, my body was a bit hampered, and this one I'm going to have a few other challenges, but I've got a chance and we've got a chance. We're alive in September and it's a good feeling.
You spoke on ABC Radio a few weeks ago about how the team had maybe lost some of the freedom when it became clear, like maybe there's things to lose. You seem to have got that back a bit in the last couple of weeks. How do you take that into finals when everything's on the line?
Yeah, and we need to keep making sure our younger players understand that finals footy, the intensity goes up because there's more on the line. But the game itself doesn't change much, and still play with that freedom and lightness. We get a home final. We get 45, 50,000 of our Fremantle supporters at the ground. So the atmosphere is going to be unreal, and we'll keep encouraging our players just to treat it like a normal game. The preparation stays the same, and their ability to execute should be similar.
We keep talking about physically, but mentally, are you ready to unleash in the finals?
Yeah.
You played a final for Broken League before it can start. How much confidence does that give you that you've been there and done it before?
A little bit. I mean, ideally I would have liked a better lead-in to what's going to be the biggest game I've played in 6 seasons. But I was talking to Haley before, sometimes things don't quite line up exactly as you'd like, but I am fit enough to be able to play. I'll play a slightly different role to the last time I played in a final. And just the opportunity to be playing finals footy again is exciting enough, and one we'll really jump on.
And I guess if you're entering the final series not being the main man, now you've got the whole team around you. It's really spread. What was that like for you now?
It looks different, and David Mundy, Michael Walters, we all have slightly different roles to when we last stepped out, and our role in leadership, I've said this a number of times, to be able to set our group up, to allow them to play to their strengths and support them at the really difficult times, say on the weekend when we're down in the second quarter by 30 odd points, to be able to be stable enough in our messaging and our application that we can hang in and do enough to win games like that.
Andrew Brayshaw got a really nice compliment from the playing group last night. Have you seen his development after winning the MVP?
Yeah, I think that was a culmination of a number of years of really hard, intense work from Andy. He's everything you'd want a younger player to be. He turns up, he does the work, he's really consistent with his application on field and off field. He doesn't make many mistakes, and last night to be recognised by the broader playing group as the best player in the competition, I think was due recognition.
When you look at the sheer amount of young A-grade talent at the club, how much does that excite you, and what do you think that bodes for the future as well?
I think that we've worked really hard to get our list in the position it has been, both in calibre, on field, and the sort of people that we've brought in. So ideally you want that to turn into 4 or 5 years of sustained finals footy, which gives us the best chance of winning one or multiple premierships. That's down the track, that's future, that's longer strategic focus. For now, we really need to look forward to playing next weekend in our first final.
And for you, having spent so long out of the finals action, what was it like for you as a player entering that and feeling that again after so long?
Yeah, it's good. This time, I was saying to Steve, this time, the last 6 years was sort of Mad Monday for us. So to not be in that position and to be playing September footy, it's why we play. I've played 200 odd games, and the only games I really want to play now are big finals for our footy club, and we get an opportunity next weekend.
How important are tall forwards to free us player coach?
Pretty critical. Our tall forwards give us a starting point for our structure going forward. So I think Rory has trained well over the weekend, should be available. Griffin and Matt have different challenges to face, but we've got enough options, and Bailey, Banfield and myself play a sort of third tall, slightly smaller option, but yeah, they are critical.
And word on JL, what was he like as a person, and what strengths has he brought to the club that's really helped him?
JL's a really methodical coach, understands footy, the economics of footy quite well. He's been around West Coast and Collingwood when they've gone deep into September, so he brings some good experience at the business end of the season.
Does he have a good sense of humour? We don't see much in front of the cameras, I guess. What's he like?
He's pretty funny behind closed doors, yeah. Can't give you much, sorry.